Hello. I'm making this video on the behalf of my book that I'm currently writing now. And I'm on the chapter about, well, it's called Charlene. Charlene is an aunt of mine who is diagnosed as being mentally retarded. This chapter goes into how an actual person who is actually diagnosed as that, compared to me who was never diagnosed as being retarded. But I was treated like I was by everyone around me. And as a child, I was about 6 years old experiencing this. I experienced this way before being 6, but I'm going off of what I remember. And I couldn't see that is what people were looking at me like. I could literally be doing nothing. I could watch TV, and the way I looked watching TV, it made them think I was retarded. The way I laughed, anything that I did, it made them think this. And when you're around black people who don't read, the whole world knows that a black person in the projects don't read. So imagine them calling you slow, and you like to read. So I got an English and Algebra 2 award in high school. I went to Jonesboro, Nelton School, high school, and I had to teach myself math because my mother thought I was so retarded that she didn't want to have a decent relationship with me. So going to her with help on my homework was a no-no. I could feel her veil of disgust when I would think to ask her. Now you say, well, you just stumbled on your line. Imagine being tormented and treated like you are retarded your whole life. You got bullied, you got outcasted, and you'd cry so much that it affected the nerve signals in your brain to where you stutter a little bit, to where your motor skills at various moments come off sluggish. I wasn't like this at first. The Lord says, every idle word that you speak, you will be judged for it. Imagine all those people, all of you, calling me retarded. You look like a dinosaur. You crazy, slow, ugly. And you don't realize what those words do to the individual you're aiming those words at. And frankly, that is one of the reasons why you will be judged for everything that you say. Y'all's insults has caused the demise, the slowing of my brain's motor skills. Because you left me crying. You left me hitting myself trying to beat it out of me. I'm not retarded. I am Eve. I was made in the garden of Eden. And God made me to be so happy, to be so free. And when I ate from that tree, everything that was in the garden has to manifest itself in some form or fashion into this 3D plane. So in the garden, if God, the Father, was the Son, and his face looked like a man in the garden, he could talk in cartoon version. In this 3D plane, he looked like the sun out in the sky today. But if you can get a Venn diagram and compare the Garden of Eden to this 3D world, you will see how beautiful God made both realms. And if I was originally made in the garden as a beautiful princess who enjoyed her king, and over here where everything is upside down, it's going to be the complete opposite. That creative, joyful, playful mind that I had in the garden will be turned retarded over here. It will be turned crazy, childish, because I have to gain consciousness of who I am. Because in the garden I was unconscious of what I was doing. How else to get someone conscious of who they are without a reward and punishment system? If your daughter or your child is unconscious that they are touching a hot stove, how do you make them conscious? You tap their hand and tell them no, that pain that is inflicted on them is how they are to gain their consciousness of what they're doing. And that's exactly why I'm over here in this plane. If I was joyful in the garden, over here where there's murder, slander, depression, sadness, and that is what the norm is. And if you're not in that bowl of soup, you are considered crazy. I know what retardation looks like. I'm an RN and been a nurse for 6 years. I was a CNA for 5 and an RN for 6. A mentally retarded individual could not do what I've done. A lot of you don't even have a nursing license, but you call me retarded. The attention is more on what I look like and how I'm so-called retarded than the matters in your own house, in your own life, the matters in your own head. Unfortunately, that is retarded.